Hello everyone, and welcome to this channel. My name is Adora, and if you are just coming across this channel for the first time, thank you very much for stopping by. Now, there is this thing that has been affecting me for a while, or rather there's this issue that has been bothering me for a while, and I just thought I should share this because you never can tell who is going to be affected or who's going to learn a thing or two from it. So stay tuned and I'll be right back. Alrighty, welcome back. So I'm very sure that when you clicked to watch this video, you were actually expecting to hear my negative experiences with white people, bullying or racism and all that. And yeah, I'm very sure that's one of the reasons why you just rushed to come and watch this video. But in all honesty, I am not even here to talk about racism from white people. My major focus in this video is to address the problem we as Black people have against each other. We always talk about racism from people, from all races, other races, from other people of color and all that. And we always put our focus, I'm talking about we, the Blacks especially, we always base our focus on what other races are doing to us, what they're doing against us, how they maltreat us, how they sideline us, and all that. But we fail to address what we do to each other and what we do against each other. To be very honest with you, I'm not saying that there is no racism in the UK or in every other country. I know there's a lot, but like for the basis of this particular video, living in the UK has actually opened my eyes to a lot of things. Now, before I came to the UK, I used to hear this word, racism, whites being racist to Blacks and all that. And I came with my mind prepared that I was going to go through that in one way or the other. I was going to experience it, I was going to feel it, no matter how little. I came prepared. But on getting here, all through my stay till this point in the UK, if I must be very honest with you, most of the bad experiences I have had living in the UK with people are especially with my fellow Black people. I'm not saying I have not received one or two racist experiences from other people, from the white people. I have. But compared to what I have actually experienced with my own people, what the white people have actually done is nothing compared to what I have seen. There is this thing that has been, there's this underlying issue which we are not addressing. We are very, very quick to point fingers to other people. We are very quick to shift the blames to other people. We are very fast to judge other people without us looking in depth. Without us sitting ourselves down and telling ourselves the plain truth. We are always very fast to pass the blame to other people. I've heard a lot of people always saying things like, oh, just that man is racist. All these people are racist to me because they didn't give me this, they're racist. Because they put me last, they're racist. And initially, when people say things like this, when I hear things like this, I'm always like, yeah, it's true. But after I spent some time in the UK, I've watched how some things have been going on. I've seen people, I've interacted with people from different races. I've interacted with people with different mindsets. I had just come to the conclusion that, you see, we Blacks, we have a long way to go. We have a lot of work to do. And that's not to say that I am undermining or I'm trying to sideline your racial experiences. I know that a lot of people experience these things from time to time from other races. I know you have your story to tell about racism. Fine. But what I'm trying to say is, within your own circle as a Black person, what are you doing to promote love? What are you doing to promote affection? What are you doing to support each other? Because as far as I'm concerned, it is very difficult to see Blacks and the love they share for each other very obvious. Now, what am I trying to say? Many years back, I remember this particular lady. She used to own a salon. She's a Black person. She owns a salon, and I've been told severally, don't go to her salon. No, salon is very expensive. Don't go there. She's like this, she's like that, she's like this. And I'm like, but her salon is just down the road. Why can't we just go there and buy one or two things? And they'll be like, no, her things are expensive. I prefer to go to the next town. So I kept hearing this, and me being a very inquisitive person, I like to, I just like to, when people say something is not good or something is not working, I want to go there. I want to see that thing for myself. Fine, if it doesn't work, then I'll withdraw. But I like to try it. So I decided to go to her salon to check for myself. So that day, I went to buy a few things. So when I got in there, she was very polite. She was very nice. I picked up the items I wanted. She gave me my bill. They were reasonable enough. Yeah, there could be like some few differences on the prices, like 50p here, 30p here, 20p here, and 70p here, things like that. And it's understandable because she is not a wholesaler, she is a retailer. So she buys from the wholesaler and she puts her own little price to sell. Bear in mind that this is a shop. She's going to have to pay her shop rent. Bear in mind that she's also buying from the wholesaler. She might have to pay for transporting and all that. There are other little bills here and there that goes to running a business. Being self-employed in the UK is not a joke. So when these other people told me that, they had to go to the next town to buy certain things, and I had to compare. You're going to buy this thing from the next town. You're gonna counting the cost of your transportation to that next town to buy it. And getting to the next town to buy it, who knows, it might just be like 20 or 30p cheaper than what she's selling. Does it really make sense? Bear in mind that you have already and spent money for your transport fare to that side, the inconveniences of traveling that far and all that. Meanwhile, this is someone that's just down the street. So that was when it just occurred to me that this is not about her prices. It's not about the cost. It's just the lack of support we have for each other. It's just the love that we do not share amongst each other. When I came here, I discovered that the Asians are one very good set of people to emulate when it comes to love, support. These people, I don't know how they do it. Like, I really don't understand how they do these things, but it's kind of embedded in them. They've all grown, and it is also the way they also pass this they also pass this love, they pass this support thing, they pass it down to their children. The way they groom their children, they all grow in that manner. They have this support system amongst themselves. They have this support mechanism amongst themselves that you as an outsider, you cannot break in. You cannot break in to meddle in their affairs, and you can't also break them up because they have built themselves so much to be strong. They are really, really strong. They help themselves. They support themselves. One day I went somewhere, so I took a taxi and I was coming back home, and in this taxi, I and the taxi driver got talking, and the taxi driver is an Asian man. And somehow, he just felt relaxed with me. I didn't ask him any question. He just went straight to the point, telling me, because we passed a particular street. So he said, I live down there. I said, that's good. And then he said, over that street, I live there. The next house to mine is my mother's. 2 houses away from my mother's is my sister. And then the next street behind mine is my elder brother. That he has another brother who lives in a different part of the city. That they've been talking to that one to come over to that same street. That they found a vacant house which they want him to come and buy. So I was like, wow. So this thing people say about the Asians is very true. I've always known this about the Asians. But this man actually confirmed it to me. And why the thing sank very well into my head is because it's just happened recently, just last week here. Now, I have known these Asian people to always support themselves. When you see when you go into a particular street, there's some streets you go into, you could see like 5 houses. Maybe out of 30 houses in that street, 5 houses in that street could be owned by Asian people. Don't be surprised, these 5 families are just one family. These 5 people living in these 5 different houses is just one family, but they help themselves. If they see something good is happening somewhere, they call the next person, and they call the next person, and the next person calls the next person, and just like that. And before you know it, they form this network. They form this association, they form this community amongst themselves. They support each other. I was watching a documentary some years back where a man was saying that the way they help themselves in the Asian community is like, if, for instance, now one person wants to buy a house, everybody in that, every Asian in that neighborhood who comes together, as you know, they know themselves because they call themselves family, even when you're not related. They come together, they help the person, they contribute money for that person, they help the person to buy the house. If another person wants to build a house, they come together, they help the person to buy the house. They encourage each other, they support each other, they love each other, and that is why you cannot easily break into them. That is why you cannot easily enter their midst, because they stand up for each other. But where is the Black community? Where do we have them? Where is the love we have for each other? Because we keep talking about racism, these people don't love us, those people don't love us, blah, 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 blah. The question is, do you love yourselves? If you think that other races, other people are not watching you, you must be lying to yourselves. Because people watch the way we treat ourselves. Other races watch the way we treat ourselves. They know we do not love ourselves. So it's not a matter of pretending. No matter how much we try to pretend, people know they know that we don't love ourselves. They know there is no unity amongst us. So you don't expect people to treat you with high esteem or high regard, or to love you when you don't even love yourselves. It's not possible. Several times I have come across Black people that are always very fast to pull down each other. When you mention this person's name, oh, they have something negative to say. When you mention that person's name, oh, they have something negative to say. There is hardly ever a word of encouragement. In this same country I have come to, I have also seen Black people who have told me severally that they prefer to live in the midst of other races than to live with their fellow Blacks. They do not like to have anything to do with Blacks. They don't like to party with them. They don't like to meet them even on the streets. They don't like to have any connection whatsoever with Blacks. But they are Black people. And if you ask them, they will tell you the bad experiences they've had with their fellow Black person. And this is too bad, because we are always fond of looking too far. We're always fond of expecting all the discomfort and all the things we don't like to come from outsiders. But within us rests the problem we need to solve. And we have gone a long way in this thing, that even when new people come, new migrants come into the country, before you know it, they start acting that same way. They start behaving that same way. Many a times I have gone out either to the shops, even my children's school. You go to school sometimes, you see a fellow Black person, you feel like greeting, you want to greet, you want to say hello, hi, you just feel like showing this love to a fellow Black person. And just as you open your mouth to say hello, the person looks the other way around, and you're like, what's the meaning of all this rubbish? Like, what are we feeling for each other for? Is it competition? What are we competing for? Is it jealousy? What's the point for that? I really don't understand. But in the same school, even before I open my mouth to say hello to a white person, immediately your eyes just jams their own. They will always be the first to say hello, hello, even if they are pretending or not. The most important thing is that courtesy demands you just say hello and move on. It doesn't take anything from you. They will always be the first to say hello, always be the first to greet. They're always excited to even receive your hello, and you exchange pleasantries and you walk away. It doesn't cost anything. But when you see your fellow Black person, there's always this air around us. We're always like raising shoulders for each other. We're always like, I don't really get it. I don't know where we got this attitude from, and I don't know where it's taking us to, because I haven't really seen anybody that's climbed a particular position in life through ego or pride. Pride takes you nowhere. Your humility opens doors. Humility makes the way for you. Humility takes you places, and humility gives you a new identity, not pride, not ego. That will definitely bring you down faster than you know it. And unfortunately for us, we Blacks, a lot of us have that in us. We have this unnecessary pride that does not make sense. I don't know what we are priding for. I don't know who we are raising shoulders for. I don't know who we think we are better than. And it's really not helping. A lot of African shops in this UK are owned by Asians. When you get there, you will see a lot of blacks buying in large quantities, filling their boots with foodstuffs, with this, with that. But let that shop be owned by a black person. I'm very sure you will hardly see anybody there. I'm very sure you will hardly see anybody there. The only reason is because they don't like to support each other. They feel that when they patronize you, you will be too rich. You will be richer than everybody in UK. I don't get where this mindset, and it is very, very petty, comes from. But when you see them with other, in like patronizing other people, they pour out their heart and soul and spend all their money there. Nothing is wrong with that. But why don't you also, with that energy you're using to support other people, why don't you support yourself so that everybody will grow equally? But no, when it comes to blacks supporting blacks, it's zero. In fact, to some people, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist at all. So that's one thing I don't understand. That's one thing I'm trying to I've been trying to understand. How did we get here? Who did this to us? Where did we get this negative energy amongst ourselves from? Because this is one of the things we overlook. We are always very fast in trading blames, always very fast in saying these people don't like us, that one don't like us. Do you like each other? Do you like yourselves? Before you expect other people to like you, what are you doing to each other to generate love, to promote the love amongst yourself? What exactly are you doing to attract other people to even love you in the first place? Because these are the things you should look out for. These are the questions you should ask yourself. What exactly are you doing? Most of the time you see blacks showing love to each other is maybe, for instance, you're having a party, you have something you're celebrating. They come around, they marry, everybody eats, everybody dance, and they go. That is the kind of love they know. But when it comes to doing something to support each other, to help you grow in a foreign land where you all found yourselves, no, because it's like, I came to the UK before this one. I can't afford to sit down here, and this one I just came yesterday will overshadow me. It's all a race, and it doesn't make sense. Some years back, a friend of mine was telling me she wanted to do her master's here in the UK, so she was actually looking for a cheap universities, a more affordable university, because the price of education in the UK, especially for uni, for international students, is very, very high. So she was looking for something that is quite affordable, at least the cheapest one. She didn't mind relocating from one city to the other as long as she finds something affordable. So she was asking people. Unfortunately for her, she asked a black person, and the person she asked said, "Oh no, you can't do your masters in UK. It's not possible. They won't allow you. No, it's not done. They won't allow you to do your masters in UK." And she was like, "Why? But there are lots of international students in the UK." And that person said, "Yes, but the process, the way they did it is very difficult. You won't be able to do it." And when she told me, I was like, that's strange. That's not true. Why wouldn't you do it? People even apply all the way from Nigeria, apply all the way from Ghana. They apply all the way from other African countries, and they get their admission right from home. So you that you are even here, what makes it difficult? Like, it's even easier for you, to ask, to get the right information you want. So why don't you go and, check the school out, Google the school you want to go to, then go there and ask questions, go and make inquiries. And she was like, you're right. So she went home. And then some days later, she spoke with a neighbor, a white neighbor, and said, "Oh, listen, I want to do my master's in uni," because that white neighbor is also, her daughter is in the uni, but she's not doing her master's, she's just doing her degree. So she was talking to the neighbor's daughter and said, "I want to do my master's in UK, and this is what I want, this is what I want." And the lady was like, "Oh, it's very possible. Yeah, very, very possible." And the lady gave her the breakdown, gave her the steps, put her through what and what and what. Even told her she gave her a list of affordable universities in the UK that she could check out and see the one that she's financially capable of affording. And that was how my friend went straight to the university, made her inquiries. They told her it was possible. The only thing that she needed to do was to finance herself, and that was it. But this was the same thing, the same advice she sought from a black person that discouraged her totally. Just because what? I don't know. I don't know who did this to us, but I think it's high time we changed. It's not taking us anywhere. We are not progressing as a race because of this inbuilt hate we have towards each other. We are not going far as a race because of this unnecessary competition that we have in our hearts towards each other. And we're always looking out there. We're always thinking the other person is my problem, the other person is my problem. So if you are a black person, whether you have been abroad for donkey years or you are just coming in, have an open mindset. Relax your mind, free your spirit. Stop holding grudges against other people, other races, so much that you fail to see the faults you have within. Work on yourselves. Relax your mind. Work on yourselves. Relax your mind. Be positive. Be positive towards one another. I'm not saying you should go around making friends with every black person you see. That's your choice if you do not want to. But give support to each other when the opportunity arises. It doesn't take anything from you. Just the way you will support other races if they come to you for help, for advice, or whatever. Give the same support. As long as you know how to draw the bound, your line, you know how not to cross your boundaries to the person you are giving support or whatever it is. But be there for each other so that just the way you show love to one another is the way other people will show love to us. Thank you very much for watching this video. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, please kindly do so and press the red subscribe button. Thank you very much and have a nice day. God bless you.